Welcome back to Antiques Central, and if you're new to the channel, we're all about antiques and vintage. Today we're talking about two items I picked up at a local pop-up auction, the Urban Auction House in Kidderminster, Worcestershire. Hopefully you'll agree they're a fantastic blend of function, form and history, and one of them will be added to my personal collection. Find out which one at the end of the video. So I've ended up with two pieces. The first one is a handcrafted arts and crafts mahogany serving tray by a company called, or I should say a design studio called Nance from St Ives in Cornwall. The second is an antique copper ewer with a cast brass handle. Now it might be missing its lid, but you can't say it's not overloaded with patina and history. First up, our wonderful arts and crafts tray. Now, at first glance, it might not look much, but trust me, it's a classic. Vintage patina, solid joints and honest wear. But the moment I flipped it over, the stamp on the back jumped out. Nance St Ives. The alarm bell went off in my head and I wondered how many other people had clocked this tray and knew its value as an iconic piece of arts and crafts design. Time would tell when the bidding started. As a bit of background, the Nance Studio were an integral part of the arts and crafts movement in Cornwall. They produced handcrafted items including chairs, stools, small tables and tableware such as this tray. Each of them produced with style, with quality, attention to detail and generally had an overall utilitarian feel to them. I'd say this tray was mahogany, made between 1930 and 1960. You can tell by the slightly inset base, built to last, not just to look good. So, what did I manage to win this tray for? Well, in total, I paid £23 including auction fees. And I thought that was a real bargain considering it's a classic piece of the arts and crafts story. They don't come up very often, but when they do, collectors normally jump on them. In my opinion, this arts and crafts tray is right on trend and combines both functionality and practicality with all the aesthetic appeal of the arts and crafts design movement. This tray will appeal to both collectors and interior designers, and dare I suggest it, you might even want to use it for your toast and boiled eggs at breakfast. Our second item is what you'd call a squat-bodied copper and brass ewer, likely made around the mid to late 19th century. Possibly English or maybe French. Hard to say, but my money is on it being French. Yes, it's missing its lid, but it's still overloaded with what I'd call personality and rustic design. So in case you're wondering, what exactly is a ewer? Well, it's a type of jug or pitcher, traditionally used for holding and pouring water. Typically, it has a wide body, a handle, narrow neck, and quite often a spout. They were commonly used in domestic and ceremonial settings from ancient times right through to the 19th century and beyond, when they were used as decorative pieces. In the antiques trade, the term ewer is often applied to a practical or functional vessel. And nowadays, they're quite often repurposed as vases. Check out that blackened cast brass handle, riveted and curved with a great authentic patina. This ewer has the appearance and personality that I personally love. It's a little bit battered like me, and you quite easily find it in a coaching inn, tavern, or a farmhouse kitchen. I looked up similar ewers online. As usual, prices were all over the place, depending on age, quality and condition. This one, well, if I were selling, I'd price it at £60 to £70 retail, but you won't find out if I'm keeping it until the end of the video. And as the old boys in the trade used to say, the value of an item isn't always in pounds and dollars. It can be in style and character. This haul worked for me because both pieces talk to each other. They're practical, well-made and rooted in history. One speaks of the arts and crafts ideal, simplicity, integrity, craftsmanship. The other of utility and rural life. They're the sort of things you pass by at auctions if you're not paying attention. but with a tiny little bit of knowledge and an eye for detail, they both become something special. And which one am I going to keep for my personal collection? Drum roll, please. It's the copper ewer, and I'm going to repurpose it as a vase for my fireside hearth. Now here's the thing about these old objects. They're not just things. They're survivors. That tray may have served tea in a Cornish parlour over a century ago. That ewer, well, it could have been by a fireside in a Victorian farmhouse when Queen Victoria was still on the throne. What gets me is the continuity. The hands that made them, the ones that used them, and now mine, and maybe yours next. Every time I buy from an auction, I'm not just chasing profit. I'm chasing the story, the craftsmanship, the clues in the ware, the sense that someone once really cared when they made it. And there's still value in that, especially today, when most things are made to be thrown away. So, when I say this haul is special, I mean it. It's not just about flipping the items for a few quid. It's about keeping history alive, one piece at a time. Before we wrap up, here's a quick word on care, because these pieces deserve it. With older wood like this tray, I avoid modern sprays. A bit of beeswax polish once or twice a year keeps the patina without clogging the grain. For copper, I like to leave some tarnish. It shows age and honesty. But if you want a soft glow, a dab of lemon juice and salt works wonders. Just rinse it thoroughly and dry well. But if you don't fancy risking the lemon juice and salt, a gentle buff with some black wax will restore the copper's glow without losing its patina. And when it comes to display, put them where they'll be seen, not stored. These things were made to be used, to live alongside us, not to gather dust in a cupboard. So that's the haul. One for resale and one for keeps. The tray will be listed on the website. Check out the link in the description below. The ewer is staying put with me, on my hearth where I think it belongs. Let me know in the comments which one you would have kept, and if you found something similar, let me know what it was in the comments below. I'm Mark and this is Antique Central. Thanks for sticking with me and the channel. There are new videos every week featuring the thrill of the hunt, stories about individual pieces and a little bit of old-fashioned dealer know-how. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share or even subscribe. And if you're a new subscriber, let me know where you're from in the world and I'll add you to our digital subscriber list that you should see scrolling up the screen as I speak. See you next time.